Hey everybody, I am running late. Isn't that great? This was scheduled for 11:45. It's noon. We're good. We got in. We're fine today. It's been fun. It's Friday. We're allowed. All right. So last week I was talking to you about the last couple of weeks actually about all the issues that can occur on your website because of design elements or how you're not using the right ideal client language. So today it's going to be more of that technical side. I'm actually going to show you my Google Analytics, and I'm going to walk you through how I know things are working or not working. I'm actually really proud of my analytic numbers right now. I typically don't put a lot of focus on my website because I'm focusing on all of my clients. But in the last couple of months, with the book launching and everything else coming out, I'm rebranding. I just decided it's time. It's time to do for my website what I do for everybody else. So that is, I'm really happy with where my numbers are trending because of that work I've put in the last few weeks. I think since I did my branding photos the first week of September, and I started making changes right before then. So let's get into it. Let me show you what it is that I'm talking about when it comes to all of the things in the bucket of your website and data and understanding human behavior. So let's share the screen. There we go. I wonder, can we go? Yeah, we can. That doesn't really give you a good glimpse here. Let's see. No. All right, I guess we're going back to the other one. Unless I can do this way. Yeah, there we go. Much better. Thank you for your patience. I do this on my own, and I don't typically put my own information up. So here we go. Let's look at it. The first thing I want to do when I'm in here, because I'm under traffic acquisition. So if you go up here, it's traffic acquisition, because I want to see where all the traffic is coming from. But it's going to be set up for your default. And I don't like default. I want to see the session source, because this will let us know which link people are coming in on for the most part. So I set this up as a comparison, the last 28 days versus the same time period last year, and look at the difference in traffic, right? My direct traffic is a 412% increase. My engaged sessions are up 800%. Actually, total engaged sessions, holy crap, are up 1,600%. That's phenomenal. I mean, 3 versus 51, woo! Gotta enjoy numbers. That's what I like. Come on. All right. Engagement time for my direct traffic is up 75%. Engagement time per session is up 312%. Overall engagement is up 371%. My week right now, if you look at the last 7 days, I have over a minute engagement. So it'll be really interesting for me to see how October fully turns out and compare October to October. So that's what I'm going to be looking at in a couple weeks, in a week from now. What else we got? Event counts are up. And event counts, don't let event counts get you. Event counts are interactions. So it's just how people are interacting. How are they engaging on your website? So I love Google Analytics 4 because it is such better data. I am just blown away at how many people in marketing still don't understand or embrace Google Analytics 4. They're stuck on session duration, they're stuck on bounce rate, and those numbers tell you nothing. What session duration is telling you is how long did someone leave the tab open for your website. It doesn't mean they were looking at your website. It doesn't mean they interacted or engaged or found anything of value. They left the tab open. Your bounce rate is only a measurement of how many people opened up your page and closed the tab. It's not people who actually moved away from your website. So you're not getting really good data at all with Universal Analytics. Some of my first clients, when we started transitioning, their session duration time was over 5 minutes. Some had 15 minutes. We're like, yeah, everything's right. We're doing what we need to. I just don't, how do we dig beyond that? And what we found out is when we moved them to Google Analytics 4, when we change that session duration to engagement time and actually understanding if people were finding value on a website, is a majority of their sites dropped to under 10 seconds of engagement, which means that the numbers we were using in Universal did us no good. No good at all. So Google Analytics is going to really drive home, are you getting the right people to your website? Are they engaging? We're going to look at that first and foremost by the amount of people who came, right? We had 93 sessions started. Ooh, did this tell us how many? La, la. So we had 93 sessions started. Out of those 93 sessions, 51 were engaged. So we're still looking at over 50% of our sessions are engaged, which is the metric. One of the metrics I look at is, are we above 50% of sessions started? If we're bringing in all of your traffic that is truly your ideal client, this should be somewhere a minimum of 75%. So if we're not bringing in your ideal client, this is not, we're going to be under that mark. So we're going to be constantly, massaging that website copy. How do we get it just right? So that's great. Let's look at the Google traffic, because obviously everything I do is based on Google traffic here. So my sessions were 12. I'm at 50%, 6 engaged. 50% were engaged versus 100%, but I had way more people. So I'm really excited about that. And the other side for this is Google Organic is that they're engaged for a minute. So they found me on Google, not knowing who I was, and they were engaged on my website. Yeah, it could be spam people. I get a lot of spam email. I'm sure we all do. But that is one of the things that we want to look at. So I'm still good with this number. And Google traffic interacted 69 times on my website. Again, I'm happy with that. My clients' websites are doing much better because I put more time and energy into my clients' websites. I know where I need to make some changes. I know what my ideal client's looking for. I just got to really refine my website copy to make sure I'm bringing in the right people. The other fun thing about this is if you look here, Canva, I have some documents out there that link back to my website, and Canva is a lead, and people do spend about a minute on my website once they go to Canva, if they're coming from Canva. So that's a good sign too. My LinkedIn, wow, LinkedIn's doing really well. I have been making LinkedIn a priority for a year. Last year, nothing, but this year we're getting somewhere. So, okay, great. I'm doing the right things. I need to do more lives, right? Right. Everyone wants to hear me more often. I get it. Yeah. Linktree. So these are probably people coming in from more often than not. They're going to come in from Instagram. That's really where I have this set up. Instagram is not really where I'm finding my people. What I do isn't really something I can post pictures of. So, they're not going to be as engaged on my website because it's not the right ideal client. So that's something to consider too when you're looking at your own numbers. People came in through Jinsey Studios. Awesome. That's who did my personal branding. That's very cool. And mail. I do link to my website in my email signature. So that is also bringing people in, which it didn't before. So let's think about this. Why would that be? I'm going to take a step deeper. Let's look at pages and screens and see where people are hanging out. What are they doing? And this is based on my URL. What is this slug I have on my URLs? This is always going to be your homepage. So if you see it, it's just your homepage. This should be number one. It should always be number one. If you're bringing in organic traffic, this should be your number one page. I also recommend if you're directing new people to you, go to your homepage because it should be set up to engage and help people go through your website to figure out how to work with you and what it is you do and to see if you're a good fit. So the homepage is a great landing point. Wow, look at those numbers though. My views of all my pages are up over 1,000%. My active users are up 490, almost 500%. We're going to just call that 500%. Yes. 59 people versus 10. It's a deal. I like working in percentages. It makes it look so much nicer. My views are up 100% and engagement time is up 650%. Like I'm so excited. Like I finally did it. I finally made my website start on the path to work for me. But what is it they're looking at? My book. I'm okay with this. My book is a big part of it. People want to see what I wrote about. What is it coming out? Where can they get the links, pre-orders, all that good stuff? It's all there. My story is one of the newer pages I put in there. Working with my personal branding photographer, I realized I was no longer telling my story in my company. And who I am is a big part of how you understand why I do what I do. So Amy's story it's a sub page to the about page. There's an about section. I talk briefly about me. And if you do want more, there's an entire page that talks about me. Not everybody wants to, and that's fine. I mean, if you look at, there's only 14 views for 38 seconds. That's okay. This isn't a page I want a lot of engagement on, but I want to know that people are finding value in it and they're staying for longer than 30 seconds. So yes, there's value there. My speaker one page is getting a minute engagement. Not many people, but what's impressive is, or not many views, but even though there's minimal views, there's a lot of engagement. So people really are finding value there about what topics do I speak on. The about page is getting views as well. Less than my story. So although I don't have a whole lot on that about page, I've got to expand on that. I'm just not the priority right now. It's on my list. Blog, yeah, no, my blogs are I'm figuring that out. That is a huge part of what we need to do for marketing on our websites. And that's going to be, again, a lower priority of what needs to be fixed. Design elements. Oh, that is a blog that got traffic. Not many people read it, read through it, but my speaker one topics are getting a lot of read through. There's a minute and a half engagement on those. There's a lot of information there. I really break it down. I have various levels of Google Analytics and I should probably explain that a little bit more too, if you want a true data-based presentation versus the overview website with GA4 worked in. Okay, so those are good, but that's great. But I have another question about my website, and that's going to be, and what I'm really concerned about is I talk about these design elements, and does my website load the way it's supposed to? You're not going to get that in this main section. What you're going to want to do is go here to the Explore, and you're going to want to go to Path Exploration. So this is a great first step. I like my first step to be page title, and it should be screen name. Let's take a peek. Yeah, so the screen name is actually what you have labeled for your SEO header, your title there. Come on. There we go. It's the screen page path and screen name. Now that I think about it, I knew that is the third option. Huh. What I look at is how many people landed on your homepage, right? That there's 49. So before I unexpand that and expose to see if my website's doing what it needs to, what we want is out of those 49 people, I need half of them to move forward. If not, I know there's issues. And off the top of my head, I think I know where there's some things that need to be changed. So what I want to know now is, am I on the right path, or do I need to make some more changes? And then you have to do the adding. So we got 12, and then there's 17, 18 plus 6. Actually, we're pretty darn close. Almost 50% of the people moved through. So, well, technically we go 49 versus 50. Yeah, I'd say 50%. I'm at 50. I'm going to give myself grace and say, if we're right there at the line, we're good to go. They went to the book, my speaker topics, my blog, my contact, and my about. So fascinating enough about the book they would have gone to because that's at the top of my page. The speaker one topics they would have gotten to through my navigation menu because that's not linked on my homepage except for nav menu. Blog is on there, but it's near but it's also the nav menu. So I'm assuming they would have gone there. Contact, about, my story. One person got to that. Again, that would have been through the nav menu. So you can see where people are coming. My case studies. Oh, I am so happy. Thank you for reading my case studies. I love that. Um, which one is it? It is my luxury service and it is my food industry. Ooh, nobody's reading the case study on e-commerce. Fascinating. Okay. See, look, I'm having a conversation about numbers. I'm loving this. Okay. So what is it that you're going to get from your website? If you go through and do this process, think about parameters, think about all the fun stuff, but really look at it to see, how are people using your website? Did you get enough flow through? This is how you know. When I go on websites where people have 50 people that landed on the homepage, but only 2 made it through, that tells me there's something stopping people from getting on that website. It's not that it's not set up, that you don't have the right information. They literally can't get on your website, and that's going to hurt your numbers. Look at it this way: for every person who can't get on your website, they're counted as at least a second, right? However long they spend with that spinning wheel waiting for your website to load on their device is how long they're technically on your site. So if after 3 seconds they're not on, it's considered 3 seconds of action, and you just hurt your numbers. So, which then long term means the more people that happens to, the less likely you're going to get organic traffic. Search engines aren't going to send you people if they don't believe people are finding value. And if people can't get on your website, there's no value to your website to them. And that's the bottom line. So let me go back. I'm going to show you my week numbers. I never go by week numbers. I'll be honest. I really like a good 4 weeks of data before I do anything, but it's kind of fun to give yourself a little like boop, boop, if it's going well, and it's going well. Oh, this one doesn't show you the last 7 days of engagement time. So my event counts are up. My new users are up. Ooh, one more fun report. Let's do one more fun report. Because the other thing you can do is look at retention. Retention is you're looking for 10%. So in my case, I would want 5 people. Woo-hoo! I retain 9. I'm doing better than the bare minimum expectation. Yeah. Sorry. This is exciting. You guys have to understand, when it comes to my own website, I have spent so little time on my website that I'm really happy that what I do for others is possible to do on mine. Now what I really need to do though is focus in on those on my website copy. So with that said, I am going to stop my share. Here we go. Oh, I'm back. All right. So if you want, I will give, if you made it this far through the video, I have a free gift for you. What you need to do is email me at amy@hiddenconsumers.com and put the subject line of GA4 handout, and I will send you the secrets of success of the basics of Google Analytics 4. Let me, I did not think this through. Consumers.com. Here we go. Let's show that. So this is the email, amy@hidden, and I spelled that wrong. Of course I did. Because why not? Why not? Hiddenconsumers.com. amy@hiddenconsumers.com is the email. You can also send the email to amygraves@anymainstreet.com. And again, handouts, GA4 basics, or just GA4 handout. I'll figure it out. And we'll send you that link to the Canva document for that specific handout that I give during my presentations. The other fun thing is, here's my book. You can find that at thehiddenconsumersconsulting.com, the book, because it is my first book. We'll have to change that when I get my second book published. Let me get through this one first, and then we'll go there. And on Monday, if you want a more in-depth presentation and want to see me talk about my attract, engage, convert method and how I loop in Google Analytics, which I really did a really bare bones section here, that will be with Lioness on Monday. You can find the link on all of my social media. Look for the Lioness banner that says I'll be speaking on Monday, October 28th. Noon Eastern. I believe it's noon Eastern, but the link to register through Zoom is there. So feel free to take care of that. I am Amy, your Hidden Consumers expert, and I hope you have a wonderful weekend. Let me know what your questions are, and feel free to reach out if you want to know how I can help